You're supposed to reverse it in and then get the rollers and the telehandlers to shovel it all in for you. Actually, I noticed Tom Pemberton not using a tractor with a roller recently. It's been more a wheel loader with just a wheel loader with lots of wheels and his little telehandler. Alrighty, back to the field again. Who's finished work? That would probably be the Massey Ferguson. Now, as I said, I think it was last week I said, because we're not able to plant cereals till next month, I don't have to complete all of the field work by the end of the day on the field that we're working. We are going to have to go and plough it at some point, but I've got the entirety of September to get that done. We're going to have to seed it, we're going to have to lime it, all of the things. We're going to have to do all those things, but I've got the entirety of September to get that done. We're not in a rush. I've got to finish rolling that field to the left before tonight, and I have to finish harvesting this maize before tonight so that this field is then empty tomorrow. Looks like we make, what is it? Actually, I'm not sure. Four rows before we're full, maybe. Anyway, at least it's a nice relaxing drive in a field behind a harvester. And as I've said before, I wish we could do this with workers, because then I could have a fleet of carting vehicles following this guy, and we can just get it all going non-stop, and I don't have the forage harvester just sitting there for minutes while I drive back to the farm, tip, and then come back again. Well, we're nearly down to the bottom here. Now, one thing I haven't checked on yet is this map has more trees than are allowed, so I can't plant any new ones, or I can't even place a tree, decoration tree, because I wanted to put one in my farmhouse's front yard. Nope, can't place any trees. There's too many. I don't know how close we are. I've taken out quite a number of trees on the map so far, but I don't know if I'm below the this is the maximum you're allowed point yet. And so this weekend we got another graduation party to go to this afternoon. So not much. It is brightening up. I might get the power tools out. I've got a sheet of 4x4 ply that needs to be cut into 5-inch wide lengths. I did one on Thursday, but I think I've got time enough to do one today. So I might do that. I might cut them a bit wider. I think I worked, what was it? I've probably now got a full one side and half the other side. And part of what I'm thinking is, if I want to meander the track work a bit, I could maybe cut it 6-7 inches wide. so that I've got room to curve the track slightly. Oh, stop. Dude, this thing. Don't want to stop. Okay. There's nothing to stop me preparing lengths of wood and stuff like that now. I just can't assemble it yet. Yes, I am making maize silage. So I use a mod called Maize Plus, which means that you can do things with grass, you can do things with maize or corn, but it creates a different type of silage, and you can't, you don't mix them within the bunker. So we're doing maize silage. Maize silage is incredibly prolific. We make a ton of maize for a given size field. Grass, you don't create as much per acre, and you can also forage barley, wheat, I think sorghum and something else to create what they call whole crop silage. And that is a very poor return. You're much better doing silage. You're much better doing silage with maize and grass than you are with crop. But if you don't have anything better to do with the crop, then it is what it is. But whole crop silage is actually worth financially more than maize and grass. Maize and grass tend to be worth the same value. We do not have any animals. I set up as a silage farm way at the start with the thought that I would possibly get some cows. It's now year 4 and we still don't have cows. And, well, that's unfortunate. I mean, cows are still a thing I could end up doing, but we did a lot of cows in the last series. The other issue that we do, and Maize Plus is a major, the white stuff is covered over grass silage. So in this silo here, this is fermenting grass silage, it's 16% done. And over here we have fresh maize, 1.8 million litres, 88% compacted. So once I've finished harvesting, I compact it all and then wrap it. It's kind of like the wrapping balers. If we run off to equipment balers, here. These round balers, you can make bales and you can wrap bales, and if you wrap them, then the grass becomes silage over time. If you don't have a baler or you're trying to do maize silage, you have to use a big clamp like this, and then once it's loaded and you have what's the word for it, and you've compacted it, you cover it over with plastic just like a bale is wrapped in plastic, and then you leave it for a month, and once it's all done you get silage at the end of it, and then you sell it to make lots of money. So that's kind of how our farm's working at the moment. We sell all of our silage because I don't have animals that will eat it. But one day we might have animals. Unless I do something crazy and decide, oh, let's get some pigs instead, because pigs don't eat silage at all. But as you can see, I've got the 2 industrial-sized silage clamps to make silage in. So that's basically what the farm has been doing for the last 4 years. And we only branched into arable crops more recently. The excuse for that was we bought a forage harvester and a big tractor and a big trailer to forage with, which is what we're doing up in that maize field. And since a combine harvester costs in excess of £200,000 and we didn't have it, we didn't grow any other crop. And I think the first field I bought that had wheat in it, I whole cropped it. I harvested it with the forage harvester and discovered that while whole crop silage is worth double what maize or grass silage is worth at the store, unfortunately it just doesn't yield much of anything. I think where we get about 200,000 litres of grass per field, whole crop for the same field is about 50,000. So really, really, really poor yielding. So while financially it's worth double, per acre it's just a really lousy return on investment. And you're probably better off just running a regular harvester through it, taking the grain and selling that, or grinding it into flour and selling that. All of our grain goes to the flour mill and we make flour from it. And of course the only downside with maize foraging or whole crop foraging is this is the only way to do it. You can do it with a worker, base game worker, but you don't get the headlands. I'm using horseplay, so the first thing the worker does under horseplay is I set him to run around the field. So we go around the outside of the field so we can actually turn around at the end of each row and not drive over crop and kill it all, which is the problem we would have if I was using a base game worker. How's my tea? Yeah, my tea's gone. That's good. Let's try and catch up with the harvester. So we've probably got, I'm gonna guess, maybe two full carts and a little bit left over. And then we'll be done, which will be awesome. Oh, this hill. So this field is a little bit inconvenient, the way it's graded, and I am frequently running on the brakes just to stop the tractor running away. And the most efficient way of doing this would be to go up and down the field because it's longer and we don't turn around quite so frequently. The problem is that hill there is so steep we'd be running up and down the hill at 2 miles an hour rather than 6 or 7. And if you want to see this done in real life, there is a YouTuber called Tom Pemberton's Farm who does this with his grass. He's just finished his first cut of grass silage for 2024, and so he's released about, I think it was about 3 videos on the whole process and the fact that there's been so much rain in England at the beginning of this year. The silage was horrible, the tractors got stuck in the mud, and it was just verging on a disaster. I mean, I think the silage is going to end up okay. It's just the fields are very poor state with all the ruts that the heavy equipment put in them. And we are full again. Dun, 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 and ding. Alrighty. We're down to 40% silage additive. We've got more than enough silage additive to finish this. And silage additive on the harvester adds about 10% to the yield of the field, so we end up with even more silage. Although I'm a little bit worried that it's not all going to fit in the clamp. We'll find out though. I can't even remember how much we got in there at the moment. It's 1.8. So we should be just shy of 2 million. And then the other hard bit is then we have to take it all to the store when it's selling time, and that's going to be a lot of trips because we can carry 52,000 litres at a time, and if you've got 2 million, that's about 200 trips. Trips is half. No, it's not. It's 10 trips is 500,000. $40 trips. It would take us 40 trips to empty 2 million litres of silage and take it to the store. That's a lot of driving. Still, what's the time? 10:30 real time, 11 o'clock game time. So I'm looking at this. I think we are good to. Ooh, careful. We should be done with all of the collecting by lunchtime, game time. Which will give us a little time afterwards to just get that loaded up and ready to go. Oh, there's a lot outside of it though.
Hi.
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 Yeah, hi. What are you doing?
Getting mommy up.
Oh, okay. It's time for Mrs. Osa to get up and make breakfast. It's 10:30. Don't know what teenage Osa's doing. I haven't seen her yet this morning. But small children's are wandering around. Well, they were. Oh no. I really should jump into the Massey Ferguson and just make it happy. It's not running because it's not in the inspector just above the mini-map, but Courseplay is telling me it's finished the job it's doing. I think I will tab over to that quickly just so that the message is all reset for me. So, do I think this is more than 2 more? I was suggesting this is 1 and a bit. Oh, there it is. Message has cleared. Let's delete the course because we're done. And we can go back to the Zerion and get this running. I think the field is a little bit wider at this end, so there could be two full carts and a bit still to get. I don't know. It's always nice when you get to the end though. It's like, finally that's done. And it's one of the reasons why I prefer smaller farms, because you can get a thing done and move on to something else. And that's why I'm opening up these fields into one massive piece of real estate that's going to take us 2 days to harvest at this rate.
You're too lazy. You can do it.
Also, when a farm gets to this size, you do end up with a lot of paid for labour rather than being able to do all of the tasks on your own. So once this is cleared, I'm going to have to move the truck out of the shed. We'll get the New Holland up here and start get a worker to plough this field. Because it's had maize on, and maize you have to plough after. Maize and root crops, and I think there's something else as well. But we'll get the plough on this while we compact the silage. And then once that's all done, they can start thinking what the next task is going to be. We're not going to have much left to do on August 4, so next week's stream will be probably September 1. Yeah, I'm thinking there's still another full cart on here after this one. And then there'll be a tiny bit left over that we're just going to have to come back for. Or I could relieve it. Well, I don't know. See, part of the trouble here is it all going to fit in the clamp? Because if it's not going to fit in the clamp, there's no point collecting it. It's one of the reasons I'm not really too fussed about losing the corners. Oh, struggle, struggle. Actually, we're doing 7 miles an hour. But like over there on the left by the hedge, as we drive past, that patch of maize there, I just can't do that because I can't get the harvester into the corner and the tractor in with it. So it got loud and there's a delay in graphics. There we go. I do like this tractor. I'd like the 4,000 or the 5,000, but the 3,000 is a good tractor. You've got about 375 horsepower, which is adequate for haulage. Although we've started getting heavy equipment for the farm that is just too heavy for this thing to be able to haul. But we have the case with the tracks. Do with the clean too. Anyway, now the trip back to the yard. So I think 2 more drives out to the field. We will be done at that point with all of this kit. I could grab the New Holland next time we're back here and pull it back with us, so that it's all ready to go when we finish. Very carefully, I want to get it in that V there. And not to go up too high, but we'll try and get this as full as we can at the front. We'll use the front loader and the telehandler to clear off the entrance to this. Of course, I can't reverse far enough into the clamp now to see how well it's compacted. That's okay. As I said, there's no easy way to do this with a worker. Plus, we have to drive back to the farm so frequently that there's no point setting a worker off on this task, because we have to go back to it so frequently.
Mommy, I was about to explain to you what that craziness was. So, the dude here.
The dude.
The dude with the hat was standing right there. And the dude with the two pairs of the pants were standing right here. And then the dude without the pants was staring at him because he wanted his pants back, but the dude wouldn't give them to him.
Why did he give him his pants?
Because he wants to be pantsless.
That's crazy
Yeah.
talk. Okay,
You can get your own.
here we are back again.
It'll mark you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are just close enough, I hope. Yes. All right, last couple of rows.
Yeah. And they finished.
Oops. Slow down.
I put a part of the these.
Don't run away too far.
Yeah.
And
And I'm gonna try to
interesting.
every single one of the Mickey Mouses.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It'll
looks
take
like
like a week.
maybe 3 more passes and we're done. Which is a good thing. I'll be happy this is over. But that takes us, as I predicted, right up to about lunchtime. It's actually saying there's 3